Hey everybody, welcome to Club and Country. Russ, Thaler, Andrew Wiebe. We're all a bit blue after the 4-0 loss in Costa Rica, and everybody's talking about it. We might as well hit it right off the top. What does the future hold, and what should it hold for Jurgen Klinsmann with this team?
Well, look, I think it's pretty obvious last night that it's not just about tactics. It's not just about what the players have been told to do on the field and the lineups that you put together, Russ. It's about motivation. It's about a team giving up on their manager, or so it appeared last night. The effort, especially after going down 2-0, just wasn't there. And to see a U.S. team lie down like this in a place not of desperation but of need. They needed a result here. And I know that would have been out of the ordinary in San Jose, but they needed a result. Instead, they went the complete opposite direction. Something has to change. Something has to change, and you're not gonna push out the player pool, right? And I think we're probably at a point where real questions have to be asked of Jurgen Klinsmann's job. And with Bruce Arena waiting in the wings, so it seems from reports, this may be the right time for Sunil Gautam to do something.
How much of a difference would having a guy like Sasha Kljestan on the field have made?
I want to say a significant one, but I'm just not sure about that. The way the U.S. played, the lack of organization, I don't think one player necessarily changes it. Their inability to build through the midfield, to hold possession, to be just tidy on the ball was gone. And there was no connection between the four and the back six, and you saw a lot of bad turnovers. You saw a lot of desperate situations defensively. I think Sasha could have brought a creative spark. I don't think he solves those problems, though. I think they go much deeper than one player, and that's why we're here talking in kind of muted tones about this team and the situation.
All right, if there is a silver lining here, is that there are several months between now and the next qualifiers in March. So between now and then, you have a January camp. Are there any players, maybe MLS players, who could get back into the squad and make a difference? Maybe like a Darlington Nagbe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be done with that, though, right? It seems like there's a personal issue between Nagbe and Jurgen Klinsmann. Perhaps Nagbe not as motivated to be in the squad as Jurgen wants. I think he could have made a difference. Now, it's worth mentioning that his 2016 wasn't exceptional, but I do think in possession, being dynamic with the ball, Nagbe can solve a lot of problems for the U.S., or at least give them an option in games like this to hold on to it and be strong. I look around and I just think it's not about the squad. It's about getting the best out of the squad, and we've seen these guys in MLS, the Michael Brownlees, the Josie Altidores of the world, be really, really good in MLS, and then we've not seen that with the U.S., and to me, that's an issue right now. You got to get the best out of your guys.
All right, so here's the really big question. How dire is the situation?
I mean, it's not good. Teams that lose their first two games in the Hex generally have a very, very hard time getting through to the World Cup, and none have actually finished in those top three automatic qualification spots. So there's a tough time coming. They've got some time to prepare. If you said they have a January camp to figure it out, the next games, home against Honduras, away to Panama, home to Trinidad and Tobago. Those are three winnable games. If they do that, and it's not guaranteed, they could be in a really not good place, but an acceptable place, let's say, on the eve of game at Azteca, and that we know is a very tough one.
There's so much sadness right now, though. What I want to know is, what do you think is the best way forward? Leave those thoughts in the comments section below. Keep checking back here on MLSsoccer.com, and thanks so much for watching Club and Country.